Nervous Nick!
Hey there, kids! Have you ever wanted to see your favorite heroes in a half-shell fight each other, as well as a variety of other mutants and human characters? Of course you have. And that's why Konami gave us Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. At the time, this game was released for all the major consoles of the day, with each version featuring a different turtle on the cover art. Donatello for Super Nintendo, Raphael for Sega Genesis, Leonardo for the original Nintendo, and Michelangelo got nothing. Well, I guess they could have made a port for TurboGrafx 16 or something, but nobody was playing that. But unique cover art isn't really something they do much anymore, you know? That would have been awesome if they decided to release the game today and did the same thing. So like imagine Leonardo on PS4, Raphael on Xbox One, Donatello on Switch, and Michelangelo... shoot, I don't know, man, 3DS? PC maybe? For this video, we're primarily going to focus on the Super Nintendo port. Now, if you played any fighting game from the early to mid-90s, then you know what's up. It's similar in fashion to the typical fighting game template. You have various button combinations that can produce different moves for each character, so in other words, if you know how to play Street Fighter, then you probably know how to play TMNT Tournament Fighters. Now, the biggest problem with this game is its difficulty. If you're fighting against the computer, be prepared to lose over and over and over again. No joke, it feels like they made single-player mode way too hard to the point that if you're not a 16-bit fighting master, you're gonna get your shell handed to you. Challenge is one thing, but good lord is this game tough. Unlike a lot of games that cross multiple platforms, Tournament Fighters was different depending on which console you played it on. The NES version had all 4 turtles competing against each other in a competition to determine which of them should fight against Shredder, which seems a little unnecessary when they did it so easily in the movie.
Match you for it?
1, 2, 3. Damn great.
Anyway, in the Genesis port, it has you traveling around Dimension X, stopping in on various planets and spaceships in a quest to save Splinter from Krang. And the Super Nintendo version has you competing in a tournament against other fighters for a large sum of money, as well as a story mode where the Turtles must travel around fighting various opponents with the end goal of saving April and Splinter from Karai. But if that wasn't different enough, each version shows off its own exclusive characters. For the NES, you've got the Dragon Warrior Hothead from the Adventures of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic series. The Sega Genesis gives you the option to play as April O'Neil, Casey Jones, Ray Fillet, and original character Sisyphus. You know, because that's the most threatening name for a giant bug, right? However, the Super Nintendo version gives you the most amount of playable characters. There's the Alien War from the Ninja Turtles Adventures comics, a shark named Armagon from the Archie Turtles comics series, Wingnut and Chrome Dome from a couple episodes of the 80s cartoon, and Asuka, who was originally going to be Mitsu from the third Turtles movie, but it's generally believed that since the movie underperformed, and let's be real, just really wasn't that great, she was changed so she wouldn't be associated with the train wreck that was Ninja Turtles 3. Like, are you kidding me? The villain was a British guy with a bird cage and he gets eaten by the water or something like that? It's so stupid! However, Asuka was heavily censored from the Japanese version where she had breast physics and she fought in a thong and, you know, all that Japanese goodness. But yet they left in her attack where she throws herself at you butt first. Oh, the 90s. So, all in all, TMNT Tournament Fighters on Super Nintendo isn't the best fighting game in the 16-bit era, but it's by no means the worst. It is cool that the background has references to TMNT history, like having the Neutrinos cheering you on, but what on God's green earth were Bebop and Rocksteady doing sitting off to the side when these should have been playable? Seriously, not to say that the characters you can play as are bad, but with so many characters to choose from, why aren't the fan favorites here? Can you imagine if, like, Vanilla Ice was a secret character and he had, like, a breakdancing moveset or something while the 16-bit rendition of Go Ninja Go plays? Oh, that'd be the coolest thing ever. But for what is there in Tournament Fighters, if you're a Turtles fan, this game is worth a play. In fact, it still has a pretty lively competitive scene to this day. But for the rest of you fighting game fans who couldn't give 2 rips about some mutated radical 90s turtles, maybe just stick to Street Fighter 2.